It is an honor for me.
Oh, that's kind. Thank you.
To meet you.
Thank you.
You did talk about that word that's not to be taken lightly.
No.
And I agree with you. So I was very happy that you started the conversation with that yesterday.
Thank you. Thank you for that.
No, so it's because we have very little time, I wanted to dive straight into something, which is your project, your film, The 13th. Mm-hmm. We discussed it a little bit yesterday, but when I looked at it from the side of mass incarceration, you look at it from the angle of slavery, but both are linked.
Sure.
And you are talking about your take on modern democracy, but showing us a different light on that. And it doesn't seem to be going for the better. How does that make you feel to make films to draw our attention towards something and feel the world doesn't seem to be listening?
Yeah, but you know, over the expanse of time, we're in a very short period. Our lives are just a small piece on a long continuum of time. And yes, I can say I'm dissatisfied because over the last 10 years there hasn't been enough change or progress, but I don't feel that way. I feel that each step that we take is a step towards a goal that will take, you know, generations to realize, and that's okay. The fact that we are here, two women in this space, sitting here talking about movies, films that I've made, you're a journalist, you were setting the cameras, all the things that we're doing are things that would not have been possible if women before us, the generation before, hadn't taken the steps. So I don't get discouraged because I know this is a long journey, a long walk. The torch has been passed to us. In our life, we may just get a half step ahead, but that the next one and the next one, and we'll move forward that way, and that's okay.
Were you always comfortable with that timing? Because yesterday they played excerpts of some of your films, and it moved me. It still makes me very angry when I see some scenes, especially when they see us. Still makes me cry with anger. But you seem always so very happy and positive about the work that you do. Is there a little secret recipe to keeping that happiness and motivation alive across your projects?
Well, I definitely feel, this is a great question, I definitely feel there's an urgency to justice. Justice is urgent, right? This is an urgent matter. So I'm not saying that we should be luxurious in the steps that we take. In order for a step to be realized, there has to be pressure, heavy pressure, in order to even get a little bit of progress. So that heavy pressure is an urgent matter. We need to be satisfied, though, that we may not see the outcome immediately. That true change takes time. And that there will be 2 steps forward, 1 step back, 1 step forward, 2 steps back. And so that's just the nature of how we need to hold these problems so that we don't get fatigued, exhausted, and burned out. And just to know, a good thing happens, 2 bad things are going to happen. Okay, we keep pushing forward a little bit more. And so that's what I learned from people like Dr. King. That's what I learned from people like Malcolm X, like Fannie Lou Hamer, like Maya Angelou. So many people, James Baldwin. You keep pushing, you keep pushing, you keep pushing. It's urgent, and little by little it will move.
It's quite inspiring, and I think you've inspired ladies around you. And yesterday you mentioned Ramata Toulaïsi, who's a French Senegalese director who was selected in Cannes last year. And you said she's the second. And then
The first was Mati Diop.
Mati Diop, exactly. Yeah. But we did have Ozan Palsi.
Ozan, of course. Yeah. She was talking about in competition.
Yeah.
That category. No black women for 90 years or something. 85 years. Yeah.
Which is very concerning when you see the demographics of France.
Yes.
We're not short of black talented women.
And never have been.
Never have been. So
right.
Yeah, it does. There was a report saying that, analyzing our current state of the democracy. And if you compare our situation today with the situation of vassals in the Middle Ages, we actually have less rights in what we have to pay. But thinking we're all okay with it. I believe it's the same in the US, where we are free.
Right.
but we are a little bit less than vassals in the end. What is, with the budget of education being skipped by the next administration, you mentioned that yesterday, what are your projects with that? Is there anything over and above films you're going to make that that are brewing into you?
Yes, well, I have Array. You know, it's our space in Los Angeles where we actually welcome people in to make their work, to talk about work, to create momentum around art and activism. And so that's my offering, that in addition to my films. Everything that we show, everything that we program at Array is free. So we want to make sure that the doors are open to anyone that wants to come in and be in community around cinema and the ways that it can change, how storytelling can change, how art can change things. But I guess my most powerful medium are the things that I make. Yeah. And I really plan to, I'm very disappointed with the political landscape. I'm heartbroken at the actions of the current administration and the incoming administration. And so it is imperative that people raise their voices, that we do what we can where we are to support, people who are in turmoil or in tragic situations and traumatized around the world, and also at home. I'm not a politician. I don't have a lot of, I can't solve the problems. I do what I can where I am. I make films. So the question is to people watching this, well, what can you do? What do you have at your disposal? Is it being kind to someone on the train station? Is it sharing information? Is it offering a book to someone who needs education? Is it just when a conversation is happening and there's something that's being said that's racist or prejudiced, saying, no, that's not true, or speaking up? All of these things matter. You don't have to be a filmmaker to make change, and you don't have to be a politician to do it either.
Yes, I'm pretty sure your film, The 13th, did influence the First Step Act.
Oh,
I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Came out 2016, First Step Act 2018.
I hope we contributed.
I don't think it's a coincidence.
I hope we did.
Thank you very much,
Thank you for
Madame
the thoughtful
Duvernay.
questions. What a wonderful interview.